The grand hall of the Galactic Concord shimmered beneath crystal domes, where thousands of delegates from hundreds of worlds had gathered for the first peace summit with humanity. For decades, the Galactic Alliance had believed humans were insignificant, a young species with weak technology, no psychic abilities, and little influence among the stars. To symbolize humanity's place, Earth had sent only one representative, not a famous general, not a politician, just a quiet human soldier named Captain Elias Carter. He stood silently in plain dark uniform, hands behind his back, watching the enormous chamber without speaking. Whispers spread through the audience. That's all humanity sent. One soldier. Pathetic. At the center balcony stood Princess Lyra of the Valorian Empire, heir to one of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. Brilliant, beautiful, and admired across dozens of star systems. Lyra was equally known for one dangerous flaw. She believed strength gave the right to look down on everyone else. As Captain Carter stepped forward to greet the council, Lyra laughed loudly enough for every microphone to capture her voice. So this is humanity? She slowly walked down the marble steps, every camera following her. I expected warriors. She circled Carter like he was an exhibit. But all I see is an ordinary creature hiding behind a uniform. The hall erupted with laughter. Even several ambassadors smiled awkwardly. Captain Carter never reacted. He simply bowed respectfully. I come in peace, Your Highness. Lyra smirked. Peace. She leaned closer. Or surrender. More laughter echoed through the chamber. Many expected the human to defend his honor. Instead, Carter calmly replied, a peaceful hand should never be mistaken for a weak one. The sentence was so quiet that many barely heard it. Lyra rolled her eyes. Words are cheap. Without warning, she removed the ceremonial medal from his uniform and dropped it onto the polished floor. The metallic sound echoed through the silent hall. Gasps filled the chamber. Even seasoned diplomats looked uncomfortable. Captain Carter slowly bent down, picked up the medal, brushed away the dust, and pinned it back onto his chest. His face showed neither anger nor humiliation, only calm dignity. Far above the chamber, hidden inside Earth's classified orbital fleet, dozens of advanced warships silently monitored the summit. No weapons were charged. No threats were made. One simple order had already been issued. Wait. Because humanity had learned something long ago. The strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest. And sometimes, quiet courage changes history far more than pride ever can.
The silence that followed. Captain Carter's calm response unsettled. The grand hall, more than any angry outburst could have. Princess Lyra folded her arms, disappointed. Is that all? She asked. No challenge? No defense of your honor? Captain Carter looked at her with steady eyes. My honor isn't something another person can take. Several older ambassadors exchanged glances. The human's words carried a quiet confidence they couldn't explain. But Lyra wasn't finished. If humanity truly deserves a seat among the stars, she declared, prove it. She turned toward the High Council. I request an official trial of resolve. The chamber erupted in whispers. It was an ancient Valorian tradition. Competitors faced impossible situations that tested not only strength, but judgment, courage, and sacrifice. Many decorated warriors had failed. The council hesitated. This summit is meant for peace, one elder warned. Lyra smiled. then surely humanity has nothing to fear. Every eye turned toward Captain Carter. Without hesitation, he nodded. I accept. The next morning, thousands gathered inside the arena of worlds. In the center stood a massive energy platform surrounded by glowing barriers. The first challenge appeared harmless. A terrified alien child stood trapped beneath a collapsing energy tower. At the opposite side rested a beacon. Reaching the beacon first would win the trial immediately. Most competitors always chose victory. Captain Carter didn't even look at the beacon. He sprinted toward the child. The tower crashed seconds later. With incredible speed, Carter pushed the child to safety while taking the impact himself. Metal debris slammed into his armored shoulder, throwing him across the platform. The audience gasped. Blood stained part of his sleeve. The judges announced the result. Challenge failed. Competitor chose rescue over victory. Princess Lyra smiled proudly. I expected nothing less, but something unexpected happened. The rescued child ran back and hugged the injured human. Across the arena, spectators slowly began to stand. One by one, not because he had won, but because he had refused to abandon someone weaker than himself. For the first time that day, Lyra noticed something strange. The human wasn't trying to prove he was stronger than anyone. He was proving that strength meant protecting others. And somewhere, high above the planet, Earth's hidden fleet remained perfectly still. Their commander watched the arena and quietly whispered, "That's exactly why we chose him." Princess Lyra looked at Captain Carter again. For the first time, she wasn't laughing. She was beginning to wonder if she had misunderstood humanity from the very beginning. The final trial began without warning. Red lights flashed across the arena of worlds as an emergency. Alarm echoed through the grand hall. An unmanned cargo cruiser, damaged by a reactor failure, had broken free from orbit and was falling toward the capital city. Millions of lives were in danger. Panic spread through the audience. Princess Lyra stared at the emergency display in disbelief. This isn't part of the trial. The judges quickly confirmed it. It isn't. Rescue fleets rushed toward the cruiser, but its unstable reactor disabled every ship that came too close. Captain Carter looked at the holographic map for only a moment. There is one way. He climbed into a small rescue shuttle. Lyra stepped in front of him. You'll never survive. Carter gave a faint smile. If there's even a chance to save them, that's enough. The shuttle launched into space. Inside the grand hall, every screen followed the lone human as he flew straight toward the burning cruiser. Ignoring repeated evacuation warnings, Carter manually docked with the damaged ship. Smoke filled the corridors as he reached the failing reactor. Using emergency tools and the training every human peacekeeper received, he stabilized the reactor just long enough to change the cruiser's course. Moments later, the massive vessel missed the city and burned safely through the planet's upper atmosphere before crashing into an uninhabited desert. The danger was over. Cheers erupted across the planet. Captain Carter's damaged shuttle returned to the arena. As he stepped out, tired but alive, the entire audience rose to its feet. No one laughed. No one whispered. Princess Lyra slowly walked toward him, her head lowered. In front of every ambassador in the galaxy, she bowed. "I judged your people by appearances," she said quietly. "Today you taught me that true strength is measured by compassion, discipline, and courage, not pride." Captain Carter offered his hand. "The future is built when respect replaces arrogance." She accepted it. High above the planet, Earth's hidden fleet quietly turned away and disappeared into the stars. They had never fired a single shot. They didn't need to. Humanity had won something far greater than a battle. It had earned the respect of an entire galaxy. And from that day forward, whenever young cadets asked why humans were called the Guardians of Peace, they were told one simple story. The story of a lone soldier who answered arrogance, not with anger, but with quiet courage. The end.